Welcome everyone to HueFin, also known as HueFin News. Today is July the 2nd, 2021. And guess what? We're going to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin having the probability of hitting $10,000. Well, at least someone thinks so. So we're going to look at the price chart to see if that's something that we can anticipate. Can we actually expect it to happen? Because if so, we need to get prepared. And this is what we're all about. We're making sure that everyone in our community is in preparation for wherever the price is going to go. We don't care where the price is going to go because we can still capitalize on where price is going to go without being confused. So today's the first time ever viewing our video and you all appreciate it. Hit that like button, share the video, and also subscribe here to the channel because we're here to teach everyone. We're here to let everyone know where the price is going to go so that we can be prepared and win and dominate in this cryptocurrency space. So we do welcome you all here watching this video. Now, before I break down our last price prediction, you guys can see it. It's right there. We played some of the weakness in Bitcoin. We're going to look at this article first, right? There was an article posted by you today on July the 1st, 2021. Now, it goes into a former Bitcoin bull who is predicting Bitcoin's price is going to go down to $10,000, right? It's going to get worse and worse and worse based off what this former Bitcoin bull is trying to stipulate in this interview right here. So this is the interview right here to where this former Bitcoin bull, his name is Clem Chambers, right there on the right. He is the one that is expecting Bitcoin's price to go down to $10,000. You guys can see that this is the YouTube video right here. So if you guys want to check it out, simply type in this title in YouTube. You guys can go ahead and listen to what was talked about. But for us, our attention is always here on the charts because the chart tells us what everyone else is thinking, not just Clem. We could care less about what one person thinks. We care about what the majority of the people think. And it's all listed on the price chart. So let's go through this article real quick because he believes that Bitcoin is going to briefly plunge to as low as $7,000. See, the article doesn't even mention $7,000. It goes into $10,000 during a capitulation phase. During a recent interview with Stansberry Research, which is this interview right here on YouTube, Clem, who is the CEO of ADVFN, forecasted that Bitcoin could crash to $10,000. Now, is he the only one expecting this to happen? He's not. Okay. You also have Scott Maynard of Guggenheim is also predicting that Bitcoin will go down to $10,000, right? Scott is actually expecting $10,000 to be Bitcoin's real bottom. Now, Chambers says that Bitcoin goes through this cycle all the time, right? It constantly repeats the same pattern based on its quadrennial halving events. It goes up like a rocket, and I quote, "It goes up like a rocket, it goes down like a rock." It's the same cycle. It's the same audience. It's the same driver. And therefore, it's the same pattern. So this is what he's basing his prediction off of for Bitcoin hitting $10,000. Plain and simple, right? Bitcoin is the same. Pattern is the same. The halving event is the same. The catalysts are always the same. So we're going to get the same result. That is what he's expecting. Now, we can look at the price chart and actually garner if that's something feasible to see Bitcoin come down to $10,000. Okay. So let's do this real quick. Before I talk about our last price prediction, let us see how much value has to come out of Bitcoin in order for this market to hit $10,000. All right, so let's do this. So the price currently is around $33,000. Now let me bring this all the way down to 10,000. So that's about another 69% drop in value in Bitcoin's price. Now, zooming out of the chart, this area here doesn't give us a lot of traction to really hold the market from a crash, right? We don't have a massive area of support like we do now to where Bitcoin has been testing this $30,000 price. We don't have that. There's not a huge support area that will prop up Bitcoin's price. So when the price falls, it will be dramatic, something that we all can expect. So we won't be surprised because I've already told you that there's only maybe $24,000, $20,000, all the way back down to around $17,700 to where there's at least some type of minimal support coming in the market for Bitcoin. Okay, so we got about 70% movement to the downside to go through before Clem and Scott prediction of Bitcoin hitting $10,000 comes to fruition. That's going to hurt a lot of people, right? Especially those who bought into Bitcoin around $60,000, $56,000. That's where all the hype came into the market for Bitcoin. And if their prediction comes to pass, then they will be massively in the red. All right. So now, he went on to say in an interview that he still thinks that this is an opportunity to accumulate more coins because the price is cheaper, and that crypto winter is already here, which I do agree. A lot of these altcoins have seen their value decrease 75%. He says that those who bought at $60,000 for Bitcoin will have to wait a long time to get their money back. A long time. So again, it is what it is, right? That's why we created this community, to make sure that you and I are able to alleviate these type of pains, because I do feel for the individual who bought Bitcoin at the all-time high, which is right here on April the 14th, to where Bitcoin traded at $64,895.22. Like, somebody actually bought Bitcoin at that high right there. And you can even tell right now, today, they're down 50% already. So join us. That's all I can tell you. So let me talk about our last price prediction into the market of Bitcoin. I will have the link to that article in the description of this video if you guys want to continue to read upon it. But for us, let's get back to what we do. So June the 19th, right there, was when we did our last price prediction into the market of Bitcoin. We played a weakness, and that's pretty much what's been going on. It has taken 3 days for us to get our ultimate TP price out the market in Bitcoin. Excellent call, because it was right there that the market in Bitcoin came and held that support price, and the price went higher. This is simple, right? This is easy to understand. Like, how do we know that that was where the market was going to find its support? Because the chart never lies. It always gives us the answers. So we've gotten 16.87% out the market right before the market in Bitcoin went higher. This is how you're able to profit in the market. This is how you're able to minimize losses, because you're predicting where price is going to go. Right before it gets there, you take the profit and you move on. All right, so let's take that away. All right, so again, the price in Bitcoin is still, for the most part, you guys can tell, trading within our two lines, right? The sad part, though, is that Bitcoin has failed into continuing the price moving higher. Okay, if we would have seen a lot of strength into the market in Bitcoin, the price would have came up here towards 37,500 all the way back up to around 40. And as you can tell, let me zoom in, we haven't done it. Our restriction point was around $36,000, and we saw the price come right back down. That is not a positive sign. Okay, so when I transition this chart over to a longer time frame, you guys can still tell we got 13 hours and 56 minutes left, and the price in Bitcoin is currently closing on the low. So again, we're still seeing weakness in this space for Bitcoin. We have this one price level, this support price right here in Bitcoin, which is around $31,000 to $30,000 even. Okay, that area can still be reflected as support. Why? Because we've seen the market already do that in the past. So we need to expect that to occur again. Now, let's take a look at Bitcoin, though, from a longer term perspective. Okay, let's switch this thing over to some weekly time frames. And this is the 2 weeks time frame in the market in Bitcoin. And let me show you the trend that the market in Bitcoin is going through. And as you can see, we are now trading below the overall trend in Bitcoin. We are weak. Don't let no one else come and tell you to buy these dips, because the market, according to this chart, is not done dipping. So don't come in and buy these dips. That is the worst idea that I have heard within the cryptocurrency space. Every time the market dips 20, 30, 40%, they always come out with these tweets and videos and telling you to buy these dips. Don't buy the dip. You only buy when the market hits bottom, period. You can't go no further. That's when you come into the market and purchase. You don't buy on every dip. That's ridiculous. So let's take a look at the market on a 3 week time frame in Bitcoin. Again, you guys can tell that the trend, longer term time frame, is broken. All right. So we are in a downtrend. There's only 2 options that we can have play out. One of them is the market can continue to trade sideways. The other one is we go lower. What about on the monthly? So we ended last month in Bitcoin closing lower than the previous close from the month of May, right? So we still close lower. So there's not a lot of demand here into the market in Bitcoin, plain and simple. We are not noticing the interest come through in Bitcoin just yet. Now you can see on this chart that the next movement to the downside in Bitcoin would be 28,000, the next biggest area of support. So I'm prepping everyone in our team, in our community, where the next area of support is going to be 20,000, right around that vicinity, right? Now, will it immediately come down to 20,000? It can, but we might just stair step our way down to 20,000. That could also be an outcome, but either way, be prepared for that to happen, right? We cannot be caught off guard with these price movements. So let me go ahead and do another price prediction into the market in Bitcoin. You guys can tell this is the 3-month time frame. Okay, so every price bar we see is 3 months worth of price action. Okay, so right here, January, February, March, those 3 months, Bitcoin went from $29,000, right, 28,000, all the way up here to $62,000 in 3 months. Then you take it from April, May, June, those 3 months, the price came right back down. That is not strength. That is weakness. Okay. So the next 3 months, July, August, September, where do you think the next price movement is going to be? It has taken us literally the same amount of time for us to go up to come right back down. That is not how you operate in the market if you're trying to see price go higher. So yeah, we're going to expect the price in Bitcoin to continue to go lower. Okay. So now let me run this back. All right. So we're playing a weakness into the market in Bitcoin again, and I'm still going to hold it around the support area though. Okay. Because I still suspect that the trap is going to try to come in and prop up the market price in Bitcoin. Okay. This area right here is restriction. $35,000. Now I'm going to bring it up here just a tad further, which is around like $36,000, $37,000. Okay. Now, longer time frame. If you're looking at this from a longer term perspective, yeah, be prepared to see this market in Bitcoin stair step its way. That's what I'm going to expect first. But we can see a massive movement to the downside, just like what we experienced in May. But next area would be 28,000 all the way back down to 24. Okay, so I'm just going to take it down to 28,000 first, so we can just track the market as we see Bitcoin go lower in price. Okay, now our 2 areas of TP, the first one is going to be right there around our support area. Now actually I can see it around 31,200, so that would be around 0.95%, right? But that's on a very short time frame. We're going to do it right there around $30,000 as our first area TP. It's about 8.65 all the way back down to 28, which is 14.5% right there. Now I'm going to get rid of this line here because I want to confuse nobody on our team. So let's go ahead and take that away. And we're still seeing the weakness here in this space though. So this is it. This is what we're going to expect the market in Bitcoin to do over the next couple of days. That's simple. So now it's your turn. You're part of our community, right? So you need to learn how to call the markets for yourself. Drop a comment in the comment section and tell us where do you all expect this market price to go in Bitcoin over the next 3 weeks. Where do you think the price is going to go? It's just that simple. Let us know. Make sure you maintain a profitability, and as always, trade different.